Good evening from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Thursday, April the 1st market update. On the economic front, U.S. motor vehicle sales, they were pretty good for February, coming in just a little less than forecast at 8.8 million annualized rate. The forecast was for 9 million. Weekly jobless claims came in down 6,000 to 439,000, which wasn't really too great. And construction spending was down by 1.3%. Again, not a great number. The ISM Manufacturing Index for March came in better than expected at 59.6 versus February's 56.5. Any reading above 50 shows economic growth. And the EIA Nat Gas report showed a rise in nat gas in storage by 12 billion cubic feet. And actually, nat gas went up today, so it actually went higher on those numbers. Not sure why. It's oil and gas are not logical, or not in short term, long term maybe, but not short term. So the stock market will be closed tomorrow, and banks will be open, and the bond market will be open. We also will have the monthly employment situation report released tomorrow morning. So the prior month, the non-farm payrolls were down 36,000, and so the market's actually expecting a positive number tomorrow, either up by 75,000 or up 300,000. So they're actually expecting job growth. So we'll see if that's what the market gets or not. The dollar was down today. Gold, silver, copper, and oil were all up. Commodities were off and running. Take a quick look at the UUP, the dollar here. So we've continued to pull back out of this, whoops. You kind of see the longer range here, this kind of a rounded pattern here. If you notice that we're right here at the trend line I have drawn. But now prior to ever since December of 09 actually, so we jumped here, we popped higher on the 50-day moving average on the dollar, the UUP, the ETF. We came down and touched the 50 here, and we got a pop. Okay, so we're nearing the 50. This gold colored line's the 50. The 50 is at $23.57. So you'll want to watch that next week, and because that might put some pressure on commodities if we get a pop up in the dollar again. So just something to watch. So it's the 50-day moving average on the daily, and it's right down here at the trend line basically. So we bounced at the trend line. Right, let's go take a look at West Texas Intermediate crude. The light sweet crude futures were up $1.11 to settle at $84.87 a barrel. And I talked about this quadruple top here, and which is calling it a triple top breakout. But so the new price objective for oil is $98 per the point figure chart, and there's no time frame on this. And we'll monitor to see if we get there. So we did have a big pop, definitely a breakout on oil today. And it seems to definitely want to go higher. Let's go to the Dow. All right, so the Dow actually closed up 70 points to 10,927. S&P closed up 8 points to 1,178. The Nasdaq closed up 4 points to 2,402, and the Russell closed up 5 points to 683. So we still are bouncing around this range. The Dow kind of took out this line a little bit yesterday of this channel, but it just popped right back up again today. So I guess the channel I guess is more like this going sideways, because that's all we do. The Russell moved up today pretty much what it took, was down yesterday. So we basically didn't go anywhere again. But you can say we're still then holding this channel, or this new channel that we're in. The S&P 500, now it is still holding its channel, and it hadn't broken. So we're still in it. We're still bouncing around in here. Definitely had a kind of a scare of the day and act like it was going to sell off a little bit. But It didn't happen. I thought I thought we'd have a little bit of a pullback as well. At least one coming, not anything awful, but would pull us back just a little bit, maybe down into here, but not in one day, but over a few days, and we just bounced right back. The Nasdaq was a little weak today. Again, it's still holding its uptrend, this channel here. And let's look at so if you actually look at like a 60-minute chart on the S&P 500. So here's the channel we've been riding since early February. So here's it, and we're still in here. Now we are at the kind of the lower edge here, and like I've been talking about this, like even on this MACD that I'm using here, it's kind of declining, but we're just stuck right here. We're just bouncing back and forth, back and forth. So we had a pretty good close today, which gives me a lean back to a little bit bullish into next week. I thought that we might have a little bit of a pullback next week. Nothing horrible, but now I'm not so sure. With us sideways like this, the indicators are kind of hard to. They're not really, showing a hand here. So let's take a look at the XLF. So this line, I'll take it out. We just kind of went right back through it. So XLF is holding up. It wasn't much volume. There was actually pretty decent volume though in the market today. Let's look at Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs, has been pulling back. It's taken out this little support area here. It's been pulling back. So you look at Bank of America. Bank of America was up a little bit today. Let's look at JP Morgan. And JP Morgan went a little bit higher today. Let's take a look at gold. Gold's definitely, broken out above the trend line. Gold's looking pretty good here. Silver popped out this previous area that had been resistance, popped right through. It actually even took out this kind of a downtrend line. Silver's, pretty strong here. And copper's looking good. Copper's still hanging out right here. So copper was good. Let's look at the VIX. The VIX, I had this kind of little pennant drawn, and we broke it, and then we actually closed. We were down a whole 12 cents on the VIX, so 1747. So we actually kind of closed inside this little pennant. So we're still basically within the pennant. Let's take a look at the sectors. So 14 of the 16 sectors we follow finished in the green today. Gold index was the leader, up 4.3%. Home construction index was the weakest for the second day in a row, down 0.81%. So let's go take a quick look at the light sweet crude oil futures. See the big breakout today. We've been this MACD's been winding, and that's why I kind of thought it was going to break out here. So big breakout today. It's looking pretty strong. Let's go look at the McClellan. So of course today's action just moved us up just a little bit. We're still in we're almost basically flat. We're still pretty neutral. We could go up or down, who knows. Still pretty neutral in that area. Let's go take a look at the take a look at the point and figure on gold. So we bounced off this uptrend line on gold. We've got we will go back on a buy signal on gold once we take out this previous column of X's at 1,140. So gold's looking pretty good here. Silver on the point and figure chart, silver's actually right up against this resistance area here, this little downtrend line, but I don't know how much resistance that'll be. So we're still on a sell signal. We'll keep an eye on silver. It actually needs to go way back up to like 19 to go back on a buy signal, but silver's still holding up well. And copper, big breakout, just keeps going higher. Copper's really strong. Copper plays are doing pretty well. So let's go take a look at the current market signals, we follow the point and figure chart for the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P. All three are on buy, and of course nothing's changed here again. I get because we're still stuck in this range. So it feels, it seems like the counts. If you're watching your balance, your counts are moving around a lot intraday as far as the dollar amount, the total. So it actually was pretty impressive. Closed pretty well. So that is all I have for today. Have a great holiday. Oh, and I will, no chart watch today, because of the holiday tomorrow. So I'll post my weekly watch list here on Sunday evening. So have a great holiday weekend, and thanks for watching.